The road not taken. An unexpected opportunity. Daniel was a young man working as a mechanic in a small town. He lived a simple life, fixing cars and spending time with his dog, Max. One afternoon, while cleaning his workbench, he found an old letter. It was from his uncle, who had passed away years ago. The letter said, "Daniel, there's a piece of land in the countryside. It's yours if you ever want to live a different life." Daniel had never thought about leaving the town. His life was predictable but safe. The idea of change scared him. But as he held the letter, he began to imagine what it would be like to live in the countryside. He pictured fields, fresh air, and peace. That night, he couldn't sleep. Should he stay in his town where everything was familiar, or should he take a chance on a new life? It seemed like such a big decision. The journey begins. The next morning, Daniel made up his mind. He packed a small bag, put Max in the car, and started the drive to the countryside. The road was long and winding, with hills and trees on both sides. As they traveled, Max barked happily, as if sensing an adventure. When they arrived, Daniel was amazed. The land was beautiful. There was a small, old house surrounded by green fields and a river nearby. The air smelled fresh, and the sound of birds filled the sky. But the house needed a lot of work. The windows were broken, and the roof was damaged. Daniel felt nervous. Could he really live here? He wasn't sure if he had made the right choice. But then he thought, if I don't try, I'll never know. Building a new life. Daniel spent the next weeks fixing the house. He repaired the roof, cleaned the rooms, and planted flowers outside. Max was always by his side, wagging his tail and exploring the land. The neighbors, a kind old couple named Mr. and Mrs. Carter, came to help. They brought tools, food, and stories about the area. "This place used to be full of life," said Mr. Carter. "It just needs someone like you to care for it again." Daniel worked hard every day, and slowly, the house became a home. He also started growing vegetables in the garden. At first, he wasn't sure how, but Mrs. Carter taught him. Each day felt new and rewarding. The choice that changed everything. Months later, Daniel sat on the porch of his now beautiful home. Max lay at his feet, and the sun set over the hills. The house was no longer broken. It was alive again, just like Daniel. He thought about the letter from his uncle and the decision he had made. Leaving his old life had been scary, but it was worth it. He had discovered something he never knew he wanted: freedom, nature, and a sense of purpose. The neighbors often visited, and Daniel felt like he was part of a community. He realized that taking the road not taken wasn't just about moving to the countryside. It was about believing in himself and being open to change.